Hello and welcome to Respect the Crit. I'm your host, Ian Duncan. My pronouns are he, him, and I am playing Sonny Takasi, the merchant ghoul of the wasteland, and playing with me in this game, in this Fallout universe, are some incredible friends that I have. First, please welcome Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes.
Hello, it's me, Xavier, he, him, and I play Lance Burnett, the Vault Dweller Doctor with the Fist of Gold. I don't know. I'm trying something new today.
Oh, I like that. Doctor with the Fist of Gold. What kind of doctor? Because having a fist of gold is really important for what kind of doctor that is.
Yeah, well, I was looking at my perks, and I'm like, I think that's what I wrote too in this little blurb for Modiphius. But like with one hand, he's gonna break the bones, and with the other hand, he mends the bones. That's the kind of doctor he is.
That's poetry, yeah. The light and the dark, the broken and the heal. Oh, so good.
It's kind of like Scar from Full Metal Alchemist, but just for bones.
And I hope every one of our listeners got that reference.
Yeah, well, I saw Alex nodding.
It was just for him.
I mean,
yes.
if you don't know Full Metal Alchemist and you're listening to our show, there's an overlap that you're clearly missing.
Well, speaking of weird Venn diagrams, please welcome, playing with us as well, Susan Spenader.
Hi, I'm Susan. I go by she, her, and I'll be playing Gerry, the nomadic survivor of the waste, she, they, and weird Venn diagrams.
I figure there's gotta be an overlap of like something popular and something strange that just like fits Susan so nicely. What is that?
I can't think of it. I'm sure there's something, but I am not eloquent enough to think of something at the moment. I've let everyone down.
That's the diagram. Disappointment.
Oh. And on to people who never disappoint.
Oh, maybe it's segues. Is that the weird diagram? So yeah, can't top that. Jamie Lee-Bonés.
That got me. Hi, I am Jamie, she, her, and I will be playing Trish, the ranger.
I almost thought you were going to say modified medical droid. It's so like built into my brain.
It is also built into my brain. I have to stop myself every time.
Yeah.
I've got so many characters up in this brain.
There's a lot of voices trying to take control. Rest for control there.
Yeah.
Well, the man of many voices and the person who is taking us through all of this Fallout Evergreen, please welcome our overseer, Alex Herrera.
Ooh, rolling R's. I like that. Hi, I'm Alex. He, him. I am the GM for this campaign. I am all. I see all. I will become all in this world until it ends. And then I will be back to being BX. Wannabe pod racer / ramen noodle fanatic.
I thought you were going to say you're going to just be back to just plain old Alex, which is
Never.
fine, because that's who we love. We love Alex.
He's okay. He's like a template. It's all the other ones that
A template that broke the mold.
Ooh, like wow, you're good.
So we're kind of getting to the end game, aren't we, Alex?
Yes.
We're getting close to it, at least. We're getting very close
finish line
to
is
it.
like it's you. I mean, WPF is the last checkpoint, so to speak.
It's like I'm so excited to see the end and like get to this story, but at the very same time, there's a part of me that just wants to like pull back and like put the brakes and dig my heels in and never like we just go somewhere else and like.
Oh, you mean like get a boat and go towards a bridge? That
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Exactly. But in the interest of having a good story, let's get into it. Alex, please take us into the Evergreen.
It wasn't an easy ride to get to Garfield. The small but rowdy settlement with numerous vendors from around the Evergreen was jam-packed this evening. Sonny recognized some trader friends as he passed by them walking down the main thoroughfare, with Dee Dee behind him, towards the largest structure in Garfield. Sonny casually gave them his patented smile and a quick friendly finger point. Small children ran past the ghoul and called his name as they did so.
It's nice seeing the kids,
he thought to himself. But the importance of this assignment quickly took center stage in his immediate thoughts. Sonny could see the tarp-covered meeting hall where he was told to meet the contact. The evenings were usually warm around this time of year, and Sonny could see the sweat on the faces of the men guarding the numerous stalls inside the meeting hall. The long hallways and arcades lined with small shops and some residences almost give this place a feeling of those open markets from the pre-war world. Sonny and his father would go to the markets pretty frequently, he remembered, as he found himself standing at the stall where he'd find the contact. Mitch's Data Palace, read the sign above the small stall built into the meeting hall structure itself. Sonny tied Dee Dee to a nearby post and pet her on both of her heads gingerly, almost as if he didn't know how to handle the Brahmin. Slowly, Sonny walked past the threshold of the small, cramped store. The walls and small shelves were lined with holotape players, defunct pre-war computer consoles, and numerous pieces of Vault-Tec equipment. A scrawny, dark-skinned man sat at a counter in the back of the shop, not too far from the open front entranceway. The man looked up to meet Sonny's gaze, and his pensive, drained look changed to one of somewhat semblance of happiness. "Oh, hey there, friend. You here to pick up that custom, once-in-a-lifetime, mega-sized holotape player console combo?"
Yeah, something like that,
muttered Sonny, low enough that the other two customers in the shop only minded their interaction for a second or two. "Well, come this way, boss. Got the whole system set up in the back for you to check out," said the man as he slowly guided Sonny into a back room through a seemingly crumbling back walkway. The hall was dark and lit every now and then by a small oil lamp hanging on the ceiling. An animal could be heard moving on the right side of the duo through the sheet metal and wooden wall. Sonny could see Dee Dee, the Brahmin given to him for this assignment, being led by two men in the same direction he was heading through the small open slats in the wall. I'm supposed to ask for a password."
How often are you running guns for them?
The shopkeeper stopped walking and quickly turned around, placing a finger over his mouth and shushing Sonny. I don't think we're supposed to ask those kind of things." Sonny rolled his eyes as dramatically as possible.
Look, it's obvious you have no fucking clue what you're doing. Just get the guns and put them in the Brahmin so I can get out of your hair and be done with this,
he stated as he walked past the shopkeep. The hallway opened up into a large pen with numerous Brahmin, crates, and other merchants standing around speaking with men and women in faded dark blue overcoats with rifles and pistols strapped to their backs or in holsters. These men and women were obviously both Sonny and the shopkeeper's current employers. They were the cause. The shopkeep moved past Sonny and over to a large crate. The man opened the crate and called two other men who brought Dee Dee with them. One of the men removed the harness and saddlebags on Dee Dee and exposed a large concave cavity which made her so valuable. The shopkeep turned to look at Sonny. So I'm loading the merch now, okay? Sonny, seemingly uncomfortable with the entire situation, nodded quickly while still looking around at this large, open pen area. Sonny could see numerous other traders. Some he recognized and others he didn't. Something in Sonny made him feel wrong.
This doesn't sit right with me,
he muttered to himself, still looking around. Sonny just felt in his radiated guts that this whole thing was off. But what could it be? The gun running? No. That's par for the course, and the Brotherhood will get what they deserve. What's wrong with this picture? Sonny thought to himself as the men continued loading weapons into Dee Dee. It suddenly hit him like a ton of bricks. The traders and merchants in here, they were all ghouls. Every single person with their ass on the line was a ghoul.
Wait, what the hell is this?
Roared Sonny as he grabbed the collar of the shopkeep. I don't know. What are you talking about?
The people! The one you got carrying guns across the Evergreen. We're all ghouls!
The cause agents all looked over towards the merchant and the scuffle. Guns still lowered, a handful of agents walked over to try and quell the disruption. A small man wearing the cause gear moved between the two guards and stepped towards Sonny and the shopkeep. "What's the problem here, Chet?" asked the small man, adjusting his large circular glasses. The shopkeep, Chet, shook himself from Sonny's grip. No problem, Brian. No problem at all." Sonny looked at the small, wrinkled, and liver-spotted man who instilled fear into the shopkeep and seemingly everyone around him for that matter.
"Oh, there is very much a problem, Brian. You got all these traders and merchants who just happen to be my people doing the heavy lifting when it comes to running these guns across enemy lines. You don't think we've suffered enough? You don't think the Brotherhood already hates my kind? They got it out for us. You gotta push us in the front like some kind of human shield?"
By now, most of the other ghoul traders and merchants started to look at one another. Some nodded their heads in agreement, while others watched carefully. A dreadful silence hung in the open pen area for a while. Brian slowly walked his way to Sonny, now standing almost directly in front of the ghoul. Brian looked up slowly with a grin full of rotted and yellowed teeth. "Everyone that is here because they needed help from us. We gave everyone here help in some form or another, and now we intend to collect on our goodwill. You and your people should understand more than anyone else in the Evergreen. Hell, more than anyone out in the wild wasteland. There's no such thing as a free lunch," stated Brian. As he finished his statement, two cause agents with their large automatic rifles drawn stepped forward and at either side of Brian. "Now I'll ask again. Sonny, was it? Do we have a problem?" Sonny looked around again at the other ghouls and saw fear in their eyes. The ones who were still looking anyways, as a majority of the others had returned to stuffing their Brahmin and other secret compartments full of weapons and ammo.
No. There is no problem, Brian. Just wanted to clear some things up. We're good,"
said Sonny as he looked away. The guns and ammo were loaded into DD, and time passes from evening into night. Garfield was known for having a great nightlife, as far as life can be great in the Evergreen. Sonny could hear the sounds of people walking by the now closed-off pen area. The lights of the market streets were fully on and displayed a number of colors and hues often found, due to the bulbs and light sources being from the pre-war era. Dee Dee looked tired and uncomfortable now. Sonny was starting to pick up on her quirks and cues. The ghoul stood up, walked over to the beast of burden and patted her on both of her heads and smiled. The two men had finished loading the equipment into Dee Dee and gave the signal to Chet, the shopkeep. "Oh, okay, she's all loaded up. You can go now," muttered Chet as he nervously looked at Sonny.
"Yeah, great. Thanks. Hope to never see you again,"
said Sonny as he reclipped the harnesses onto Dee Dee. Sonny, without looking at Chet or the two men, pulled on Dee Dee's lead and began to walk out of the pen area. The whole situation still made him feel gross. He had to do something. He had to say something. Sonny turned around quickly and pointed a finger at Chet.
"You know, I gotta say something. If I ever see you in my neck of the woods, don't expect a warm welcome. There isn't enough distance in the Evergreen to heal wounds from whatever the fuck this was,"
shouted Sonny as he looked at Chet and his two helpers with absolute rage brimming within him. Suddenly something caught Sonny's attention. From the reflection on Chet's eyes, Sonny could see the bright flashes of red and green. For a split second, Sonny thought the Market Street lights were flickering, and that's what he could see in the reflection. Then he heard the screams. The sounds of weapon fire, people screaming, and large explosions rocking the outside world. Sonny quickly wrapped Dee Dee's harness around one of his hands and ran past Chet and his men. Sonny didn't stop to think. He knew who it was, and he knew what they were here to accomplish. Claim the settlement, or remove it from existence. A vertibird hovered overhead and its minigun peppered the streets below. Sonny couldn't distinguish what was blood and what was dusted remains, as the air hung thick with both. Energy weapons fired through and across crowded streets. Rockets flew from a nearby rooftop and hit the vertibird, which caused it to crash down near the eastern end of the settlement. Sonny ran. Dee Dee moved with him and not against him. A hand reached out and pulled Sunny into a large section of barricaded street.
What the hell?
The two ghoul merchants he recognized from the pen area hid behind this large, makeshift barrier. They pulled Dee behind it and motioned for Sunny to keep quiet.
We gotta get you out of here.
The other ghoul began putting more gear into Dee's natural secret compartment.
You guys gotta move it too. These bastards don't take our kind prisoner.
Nah, Garfield is done. You need to spread the word about this. Tell others and get them to join the cause. It's the only way we win. It's the only way we survive the long game,
shouted the ghoul back. Sunny understood, but he didn't like it. Both merchant ghouls loaded their energy weapons and nodded to Sunny as they climbed to the top of the barricade and began to fire. The sound of the merchants roaring with rage and energy weapon fire drifted behind him, almost acting like a warning not to turn around. Then another sound drowned almost all the rest out. The sound of steel hitting and crunching pavement echoed behind Sunny. He turned to see them. Their steel plating and suits which now held the visage of imminent death, reflecting the energy weapon fire and the fire itself on their polished surfaces. Brotherhood knights and paladins were marching through the main road and reducing all those who stood against them to dust and ash. Sunny watched the two merchants fire at them and disappear into a cloud of red dust within seconds. Their screams and cries hung for almost an imperceptible amount of time. Sunny turned to face forward again and ran harder. Tears welling up in his eyes, Sunny marched south towards the southern gate. It was the only entranceway which didn't have Brotherhood in it, or at least he thought so. Sunny turned a corner. No stopping, no thoughts, just running. There, standing guard almost haphazardly at the south gate, stood three Brotherhood scribes in their light armor. Hey, oh shit, guys, one of the scribes said as he fumbled for his weapon. The other two quickly stood and turned to face Sunny, both shaking and trying to muster some authority. You! Stay where you are! This settlement belongs to The scribe was unable to complete his sentence. A bullet ripped through the air and tore the young man's jaw clear off. Sunny cocked the hammer back on his revolver and took quick aim at the other two. What? Oh my god, wait, said another scribe, as he was hit directly between the eyes by a shot. Sunny cocked the hammer back once more. The scribe, who initially fumbled for his weapon, could not get a hold of it and instead threw his hands up. Sunny still walked towards the gate and held the gun at the remaining scribe. Sunny heard a noise now, above all that of the carnage behind him. The sound of whimpering and liquid hitting the asphalt floor.
Is that piss? Did you piss yourself, soldier boy?
The scribe nodded his head, hands still up while not looking at Sunny directly.
Let me ask you something. When those people, who are now dust and ash, asked and begged for their lives, did you listen to them?
The scribe shook his head, still avoiding Sunny's gaze.
Look at me!
The scribe looked up and quickly, right into Sunny's eyes.
That's better,
said Sunny as he unloaded the remaining shots into the scribe. The camera pulls back as Sunny continues to fire at the lifeless scribe. Both of the figures completely encased in shadow as our camera is met with the flames of the burning settlement. Brotherhood knights walk slowly in front of the camera, causing a wipe. Gunshots still echoing along with the screams. We get like a, I would say, almost a flash. The screen is completely white. It's Gerry opening her eyes. The entire party, including Gerry, is in a brightly lit room. Pretty large room, almost like some sort of assembly room. As the three of you are situated on a bed each, including Gerry as well, on her own bed. The rest of this room is a little unkempt. Storage crates, kind of old defunct gear just lying around. It's clearly broken. And then there are these pre-war posters in this building that are making kind kind of advertisements or announcements for a dance happening around the October of the year when the bombs drop.
Gerry is going to assess the room, much like she did when she woke up at Holler Lake. That's her initial reaction, because she was just in a fight. That's her last memory. So now she's going to almost pretend to be asleep, like close her eyes again, and then like look around the room subtly, and I guess see her friends.
The rest of you would have been brought here by I believe it was 3 guards who found you initially. Jake is not with you because the guards recognize Jake. They know who Jake is. So what you were told when you were brought in here, they need to hold you here for processing, quote unquote. There's been no aggression. Like, it was very easy. Just sit here. We'll come back. They did lock. There's these. It's almost, think of like an elementary school gymnasium, or like a small dance hall, if you will. This is a very small structure. They did chain and lock this door that you, the only way in, you cannot get out. There are windows that are busted, but you cannot physically reach them as the ceiling is a little bit higher. They're like on the very edge of the top. So you can clearly see that it's like early morning now, probably around 4 or 5 a.m. It's probably been, actually, you guys have probably been in here for like maybe 2 to 3 hours.
They chained us in here?
There's only one door in.
Like animals?
So it's kind of like, it's like...
You probably don't have the keys to the doors.
Yeah.
I think Sonny is just like anxiously, or it's just, he's sitting there just like looking out for Gerry, and he's probably asleep, but he's got her gun in his lap.
Yeah, I would assume, because we're not in a medical facility, Lance would just be at Gerry's side, just tending to her, like monitoring her, not sleeping at all, and probably notices the moment Gerry wakes up, and then kind of like closes her eyes again. Hey, Gerry, can you hear me? Don't move.
Yeah, I can hear you. Did I kill it? Is it dead?
It's dead.
Oh, God.
I think you got the last shot. He looks around to the others. Yeah, you killed it.
Good. My knee fucking hurts.
The meds are probably wearing off. Do you need... He kind of looks inside of his med bag. Like, do you need something for the pain? I can try to see what I have.
In my pack, if you haven't used it already, I think I have a stim pack.
Yeah, I think you're good for stim packs for now. You don't want to abuse those things, but if you can, try to get some more rest. You're gonna need that leg, and it needs you to sleep.
Yeah. You know, I almost feel bad for all the people I killed with that gun, because it fucking hurts. Almost.
Well, feel bad for the ones you shot in the knee. The ones who died probably didn't feel it that much.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you made it out. When I heard you scream, Gerry, I thought that was it for you. I thought I was going to be bringing back 2 bodies with me. I'm just so glad.
Don't get mushy on me. I gotta go to sleep. But, yeah, I'm glad you made it out, too. I'm glad we all did. Right? Where's Trish?
Yeah, so Trish, what are you doing? Everyone's on their own. It seems everyone has their own bed, but Lance is at Gerry's bedside. I assume Sonny's at 1. That's probably pretty close by, so you can keep an eye on her, but he's asleep with the gun in his hand. Where's Trish?
I think if we've been in here for a couple hours, knowing that Gerry's being tended to, Trish is probably pacing back and forth around this door, maybe trying to assess, to be like, okay, am I gonna have to bust us out of here? Are they ever coming back? That sort of vibe.
Perfect. So Trish, as you're pacing near the front door, the only entrance and exit to this building, you'll hear the chain start to kind of jingle jangle, begin to unlock, and then a lock snaps open and the doors, without tension, kind of just drift open outwards. A young Asian woman with like very impressive leather armor, almost similar to what the NCR Ranger, the heavy leather Ranger armor looks like, except it's obviously a different design, but just the amount of padding and protection that this thing provides looks like it's very impressive, but it's obviously homemade or, locally made. And at either side are 2 guards dressed similar to the ones that you saw outside, to the ones that were kind of the scouts, so to speak, with the I believe they're called like baklavas. I don't know what they're called. The things that cover the
Balaclava, yeah.
Balaclavas?
Yeah, the things that cover the face and leave the eyes open. They're taken down, so they're around these 2 dudes' necks. The woman kind of sees you standing at the side, and for a second, there's this kind of anime eye stare between both of you, where she doesn't break contact and just says, "Are you going to be a problem?"
Do we have one? And Trish crosses her arms.
She kind of like purses her lips. Not that I know of.
And she'll just gesture for her to come on in then. Come on in.
She'll nod. Still looking at you as she walks by, and then breaks contact and looks to Gerry on the bed and lands at her side, and Sunny asleep. Or I would assume he wakes up.
I'm awake. Yeah. I was just resting my eyes. Just resting my eyes. Ugh.
The woman sees Gerry and then kind of goes, "Oh my god, we didn't get her a medic?" And looks at the 2 guards. The guards look at each other. "Oh, we weren't told." "Go get one, you idiots!" And they leave. She turns around, shaking her head. She kind of bends down towards Gerry and Lance. "Sorry about that. Are you all right? How's the leg?"
It really hurts.
Okay. Goes through like a satchel. She has like one of those utility belts. Pops up in a little satchel. Kind of goes through it. "I got some drugs, but I'm not supposed to be giving that to visitors."
What is it?
She just like, I think these are good. I don't know. She hands them to Lance.
If I take a look at the pills themselves, like, could I recognize them?
These are MedTech brand painkillers.
Oh,
Circa 2077, baby.
The good stuff.
Good stuff. How she got them, you have no idea.
so they would be good.
Oh, definitely. Absolutely.
Okay, not expired.
I mean, probably not. I'm gonna guess not. I'm gonna guess there's a little bit of radiation in the
Slightly irradiated.
Yeah, give him some longevity, Give him a little flavor, extra spice.
His eyes widen. Ooh, oh yeah, Gerry, you're gonna want these. He kind of looks at the lady and like, this is the good stuff. You don't give them willy-nilly. Those are very good.
She nods. Well, I don't make it a habit of giving, like I mentioned, drugs to visitors, but from what I understand, you guys saved Jake's life, and Jake's been a pretty good partner for us here. He normally would be like a merchant who would bring us stuff, but we heard about Ramshackle. He told us. Also, we had a couple from Ramshackle come up here probably less than a day ago, which is why you guys are kept in this building, because that same couple stole one of our boats.
You don't say.
Were their names V and Marcos?
I remember the girl's name. The girl's name was Olivia. Yeah, young, in their 20s.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Real attractive, puppy love in their eyes. Yeah.
I mean, they look more afraid than anything, but... So obviously they're your friends. And she kind of like stands back up away from Gerry and Lance and walks over to Sunny a little bit, arms crossed. She's standing not too close, but close enough that it's like you can tell she's interrogating a little bit.
They're members of our community, and Olivia's mother tasked us with finding them if they were alive to try and bring them back.
Getting them back might be a problem, because they went right across Green Lake in one of our stolen boats. What community are you guys from? And she looks around and she sees Lance in the jumpsuit. She sees Trish NCR, and then Sunny the Ghoul, and looks back at Gerry. Can't be a vault.
Where are we exactly? We're a little disoriented. Had our own run-in at Ramshackle. Where exactly are we?
This is WPF, Woodland Protection Force. We try to control, and she does air quotes, control the animal population out here, so it doesn't wander too far south into, settlements like Ramshackle, across the bridge, get into places like Union, First Hill. Anything does make it down south gets kind of taken out by the Brotherhood outpost along that bridge or the Highwaymen on the other. And from what I saw not that long ago, Brotherhood's moving north. They flew right over us. Well, one of two flew right over us. Another one didn't quite make it. We had nothing. She puts her hands up. We had nothing to do with that. If you guys are Brotherhood, which I doubt. She looks at Sunny.
We're not Brotherhood.
He's gonna spit. Oh, he's bad.
Yeah, she's kind of like, whoa, okay.
Yeah, look, we don't want to be too much trouble. We want to get our people patched up and catch our breath, but we want to try and get up to Hollow Lake. We know that that's where they're going, and we just need to get there as quickly as possible.
The woman nods. Okay. Well, you guys aren't threats, obviously, so we can leave the doors open. That's great. But you're not going anywhere. She points at Gerry's leg. She's going to need some time. That's going to take a lot of work.
I'm sorry, I don't mean to be rude. Sonny Takasi, Sonny Sundries, First Hill.
He holds his hand out to shake.
She grabs it. Elise Yang. I'm the head guardian of the WPF.
Elise, pleasure to meet you. Yeah, if you're sending out envoys, remember to come to Sonny Sundries, you know. First Hill, we can hook you up. You look for supplies. We've always got a discount for people doing their part in the Evergreen, you know what I'm saying?
And you said you're looking for that girl and her boyfriend, the ones who stole our boat?
Yeah, that's right. We just want to talk to them.
Well, I mean, they sure were charmers, you know? They managed to slip one of our boats from under us. Evan Ruthers is our, we call him our dock hand. He's another one of the guardians here. Must have caught him sleeping because he never rents out his boats to strangers. Either that or they knocked him out. He won't admit what happened. He says he was passed out. But either way, if you're going to be trying to go after him, you're going to need some time to rest. She looks at Gerry again. And back to Sunny. And you're going to need to prep yourselves because the wilderness out here is not like down south. North Evergreen is a little dangerous if you're not going on the I-5. And getting on the I-5 now would be probably impossible with the Brotherhood doing what they're doing out there.
Yeah, we saw him pull out. That's why all the super mutants were able to get up on Ramshackle.
It seems like they're chasing something. Well, whatever it is, I don't want to be involved with the Brotherhood, so I'm really glad that you guys are not Brotherhood. We stayed clear of the conflict when it first started, and we'd like to stay that way. Just protect who we can up here. Medical care here in WPF isn't as great as I think your hunk of meat over here has been providing, but we do have some equipment that you could use. And she looks at Lance when she says this.
Yeah, I'd like to see your facilities. Absolutely.
Sure, no problem. And she kind of walks back to the front entrance while holding up one finger. 1 second. She goes to the front entrance and sticks her hand around the front door on the side and pulls a crutch and comes up to Gerry and gives her a crutch. I know, for now.
I was debating if Gerry would be passed out from the painkillers because she's small, so I don't think she has any kind of it'd probably just knock her out.
The dosage is like somebody else's dosage completely. Yeah. It's like a 300-pound dude's dosage.
So she comes to bring the crutch over and Gerry's asleep.
Yeah, okay. And so Lance, you said you take it from her.
Wow.
Yeah.
Fast working.
This is the good shit.
It's Fallout, baby.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Atomic energy and products are the future.
Hey, you said it was the good shit, so I'm thinking
Yeah, it's strong. Yeah, it's like, I'm not going to mention names, but yeah, I know what you're thinking. Yes, it is that. It is that one.
Okay, cool.
Sonny is thinking about how he can get some of those pills just for...
Now you can see that this place, the Woodland Protection Force, is, even though people have called it, Jake has called it a small outpost, it's actually pretty large. There's about 20 guards on rotation at all times. The structures that they have repurposed are like structures that were in this park, essentially. This park had a lot of portables, which were created by Vault-Tec, obviously. and they've been repurposed for many different things. I'm just going to list off some key points in this settlement here. The 50th wall, it's guarding the southern edge of the settlement. The 50th wall gets its name from the street signs all along the road directly outside of it. You have Westwatch, which is the name given to the large barrier on the western side of the settlement, and its surrounding area is filled with small shops made from like wooden stalls and thin sheet metal pieces and occasional leftover structures, like a little like, oh, this was a lemonade stand that's barely survived, and they've repurposed it. You have a small theater called the Aqua Theater. It's a small amphitheater that's like right near the edge, near the lake itself. The road that kind of lines the northern end of the settlement, it starts where the Aqua Theater is and continues all the way to the edge of the settlement on the eastern side, is called the Green Trail. It's not all protected. The eastern end of this road is like kind of the edge of the settlement itself. There are some hidden watchtowers and like trees and structures that are still around there, and most of it is just to keep the dangerous stuff out. And in the center of all this is one of these vault-tech structures, which is much wider than the others. It's got multiple sections kind of connected to each other. Think of like when all those weird sci-fi movies, they have like, hey, here's our outpost on the moon, and it's like the bubble kind of structure. There's about 3 of these connected together, and then Elise will tell you that's Central Command, the main housing structure for the command post of the Woodland Protection Force, and the leader, Devin Hartliner, is the guy who he lives in there and also runs the meetings in there as well. And there's an armory in there as well, so if they need their weapons, they can go in there and get him. And of course, there are various wooden spiked barricades that you'll find inside of the settlement itself, almost like multiple lines of defense. So this settlement's predicated or built on the thought of, if something comes at us, we have to defend ourselves. So the opposite of St. Mark's entirely. So I would say Lance and Gerry break off from the group and head towards what appears to be a tent, recently set up, a medical tent. The canvas is multicolored blue, black, and gray, as if they just found what they could and set it up. You can see there are 2 people in here kind of going through doing an inventory of the equipment, and they inform you that they'll do their best to take care of her. Just looking at them, Lance, you can tell you know more than they do.
Mm-hmm.
These are very young, like medical assistants, and they do not come from the vault.
Well, if you want to give me a hand or take a look at what I'm doing, you're very welcome to watch and learn.
They kind of look at each other and nod ferociously. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, this will come in handy.
Like anything Lance is saying, they are just sucking in. They're absorbing it. So I'm gonna need Lance to give me intelligence medicine.
That makes sense.
DC of 1.
Okay, I did 14.
Jesus, you're really good at this.
I maxed it out. Oh no. My God.
What?
I'm gonna use... Hey, we leveled up. I'm gonna use a luck point.
There you go. I re-roll that 20.
We're not respecting that crit. We're not respecting that crit.
Can go fuck
So Lance
himself.
got a 20 and a 16.
Okay, I'm gonna replace a 20.
Replace a 20 with a 20.
That is
Oh,
bullshit.
Jerry, I'm so sorry, apparently. This is not
You're
what
just
I
a little
wanted.
nervous to be teaching.
I'm gonna take this complication for later, and instead, the ability and skills and techniques Lance are teaching these 2 medical assistants are far beyond what they know.
Okay.
In this case, yeah, it'll just be time. So we'll say canonically, it's just Lance cleaning the bandages, applying new ones from the new supplies he's got, making sure there's no infections, things like that. It looks like it's healing pretty damn well. Jerry's sheer will to fucking live is just allowing her knee to heal. Also, Trish's bandages and her field dressings saved Jerry's life. Like, you have no doubt in your mind that Trish saved this girl's life. So let's cut to Trish and Sunny. You guys, I would assume, are walking through this settlement, kind of not aimlessly, but kind of wondering, okay, what the fuck do we do now?
Oh, yes. So the first thing I do is I hand over this heavy gun to Trish, and I say, okay, you can look after this.
Yeah.
I don't want to carry this thing anymore. Yeah. Okay, Trish, how much ammo you got?
That is a wonderful, wonderful question.
Because I'm almost out, so we need to get some. So why don't you and me and that big gun go and get some ammunition? What do you say?
That sounds like a great idea.
Hey, did I notice any
tension between you and Elise?
I mean, yeah, I noticed it too. It seemed like she had some sort of problem with me.
Oh, I thought it was sexual. No. I read that wrong. I'm sorry. She has a problem with you?
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it was. Not that I would be able to make this comparison, but it's like Army versus Navy, you know? It's like we're the same team, but...
Little competition. Yeah, it seems...
Yeah.
There are plenty of shops, as I mentioned before.
I think we may want to go to the armory rather than the shops.
Okay.
Because they might have ammo, but we're going to need some more. And yeah.
And I was thinking the command center, too. I would kind of want to check out, I think. And
Okay.
since they're right next to each other, that works.
They are connected. So
Yeah.
a big one-shot shop.
I have a feeling it's going to be a challenge, but Sunny likes a challenge. Like,
We're not going to the shops. We're going to where they keep all the bullets. That's where we're going.
I'm not paying for bullets.
They swivel around and head towards the center, the absolute center of the WPF, and they find the Central Command building. The structure, you get heavy First Hill vibes, Sunny. This reminds you of the operations office, the one Lance visited in our first episode. You go through this large steel door that's partially open. You kind of push it open, and there are a couple of WPF guardians in there, maybe about 4 or 5, sitting around in this main entrance area. They look at you both come in, and they both, or all of them, eyeball you as you walk in. You see there is a scout. There's like a one in lighter armor. A scout sees you walk in, and he kind of gives you a nod and a salute a little bit as he recognizes you and comes towards you. Walks up to you. Hi. You guys okay? You need something?
Yeah, we need to trade. We're not going to be here for very long, and we're going to be going out into the wilderness, and we don't got a lot of shots left. Now, I know ammunition is in short supply. It's in short supply everywhere. But I figure if we got something you need, we can, trade fair for fair.
The scout kind of scratches his head. Well, I mean, we make our own ammo here.
Really?
Yeah, we got a couple of workbenches in the back in the armory. It's pretty much, we assign some people to do it. They're pretty good at it, so... I mean, you guys saved Jake's life from what he's told us, so... Yeah, if you want to get ammo, it's not a big deal. I'm pretty sure we could talk to the quartermaster and get you something.
Sunny is shocked that he doesn't have to talk anyone into giving the ammo.
Mouth
He just
agape.
looks at Trish, and just like...
I don't know what to do.
That sounds great. If you could work that out for us, we would be grateful.
Sure, yeah. What type of ammo are you looking for?
Railroad spikes.
Got any railroad spikes?
He's like for the trains and stuff? No, don't carry those. Well, I mean, do you know what the thing looks like? Like maybe maybe we could draw one up.
Just measure it against the hole in Gerry's leg.
That's how thick it is.
Yeah, we have an injury you can map.
He'll walk you guys to the back pod.
Are you sure there's nothing that you need or anything?
Look, you guys, you did great. Jake is pretty important to us. He brings us, goods that we don't get from the fishing villages or the fishing settlements, and we don't make those trips often because we got to cut through the zoo, and that's a nightmare. So, yeah, you did us a solid.
I'm glad we decided to save that guy.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. The guy is kind of trash, from what I understand. But sometimes there's a diamond in the trash, right? I think that's the expression.
There's a diamond in the trash.
like a diamond in the trash.
The scout will guide you to this back pod, which is connected to the main command center. This is the armory. There's a gentleman there who's wearing kind of the lower half of the scout armor, and the upper half is just like the tank top, dirtied, smudged up. and he's working at this workbench. There's like a table saw there that's powered by a generator, and he's just cutting things down. He's looking at things and measuring them. He nods. He's going, okay, this one looks good. Puts it aside. You can see he's making, he's cutting these really long caliber bullets. He's shaping them out. Trish, you'd recognize these right away. These are like sniper rifle bullets. These are huge. He's got about 10 of them lined up, and he's like sweating. He looks, he nods, and he points to you two, and Scout puts his hands up. Hey, Mitch. Yeah, these guys are, they're the ones who saved Jake. Mitch, the blacksmith or the worker, nods. Kind of wipes his face of sweat. Okay, so you're gonna ask me for something, huh? And then the Scout nods. Yeah, they need ammo for a couple different guns. I was wondering maybe we had some in stock, or maybe you could make some for them. Mitch walks forward, puts his hand up. Mitch!
Sonny Takasi. Don't mind if I do. The pleasure's all yours. This is Trish.
Yeah, NCR. You're really fucking far from home. Or did you, like, go AWOL?
No, definitely not. Tell me about it. Very far.
He looks at your gun. It's in its holster, and he's like, wow. That's a nice piece of metal you got there.
And she'll pull it out and face it towards him so he can admire.
Oh, he takes it and he looks at it. Wow. Nicely weighted. The trigger's kind of a little quick.
It gets used a lot.
Yeah, he like nods. Fair enough. Hands it back to you.
Sonny is just watching this like, oh, this is the sexual tension.
Mitch hands the gun back. So we need a couple of these or anything special?
Well, what do you know about making railway spikes?
Railway spikes, like those big hunks of metal that they used to do for the tracks?
Yeah. Or what's the biggest nail that you got?
Oh, lucky for you, there used to be an old train in the zoo, in the pre-war zoo, for kids. And, sometimes when I need steel, I'll have some of the scouts go and get me a few of those. He points a finger up. 1 second. He goes over to this large metallic shelf, and it's got all these bins, huge, like they're misshapen bins. They're like old mail, post office bins. You got some large bins from warehouses. They're all mismatched. Here we go. And he has 6 in this bundled like bungee cord, and he just puts it on the table.
And we can just have these.
Oh, well, no, these are a little rare. I'm hoping you got something you can give me, maybe?
What do you need, my man?
To be honest, I don't even need, like, the steel from these guys are kind of minuscule. Just the fact that they're hard to get. I'd need something of equal or more value, and for me, that normally means things that are bad for me. So, Nuka-Cola would be a start. If you got any of that quantum stuff, I'll take that too. Big fan of those, what are they called? Those sweets, candy.
I pegged you for, you're a big guy. You're working on all this metal, probably taking a lot of calories, bulk up. I figured you'd want something, to eat, fuel yourself and treat yourself, because you do a lot of hard and good work here.
He kind of smiles, wincing a little. Okay, thanks, I guess. Typically I try to, just eat lean meat, mostly mole rats.
Oh, yeah. No, I understand. Well, I've got some incredible food. Have you ever had a noodle cup?
He tilts his head. What's a noodle cup? No.
Oh my goodness. Noodle cup, it is like a warm hug in your belly. Got the calories, absolutely delicious, salty. It don't got the sweet, but you can put other stuff in it, and I've got other stuff. Iguana bites, I've got some pork and beans. Those don't go great in the noodle cup, but let me tell you, I've got all the food you could ever possibly want. Let Sonny Takasi sate your appetite.
Let's go with charisma, barter. DC of, let's call it 1, because you have the capital to back up this move.
Charisma 8, barter 4, so I need a 12 or lower. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, Mitch is sold. He's like, okay, yeah, sounds fair.
Sounds good.
And he just picks up the bundle of 6 railway spikes, hands them to Sonny, I guess, because he's the one who's going to give him the goods.
Yep, and I hand over some of our supplies. I'm handing over. I'm sorry, everyone. I'm handing over some of our food, but I do like hand him the noodle cup, and like when he puts his hand on it, like Sonny doesn't let go of it just yet, and he's just like,
Make sure you savor that one, okay?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I've never had it, so it's definitely getting for dinner tonight. And
Okay.
Takes it.
Yeah, here you go.
he's handing over noodle cup. He's handing over pork and beans. I'm gonna give him half of our iguana bites.
Ooh, okay. He sees those. He's like, oh, yeah, we do this with, well, we call them dragons, but I mean, they're not really dragons. They don't got wings. There's like these big lizards that can change their color to look like the background or where they are. They're scary.
Okay, yeah, I've never seen any dragons, so trust me, this is much tastier and way less dangerous.
Oh yeah, it's already dead. It's here. He takes all the food, puts it on a little like roller cart, and he's like, that's for later. He looks at Trish. Okay, so you need and then whatever the bullets. I don't know what bullets your gun uses.
Does anyone need anything else? Like,
just want to ask, what have you done with Alex? Because I never thought you would give up.
I know.
Susan Railroad spikes.
Right?
So prepared.
There's probably
want to
something
get it over
coming
with.
up that we need them
I'm
for.
so hurt. Of course there is something else coming up.
And now he knows we're going to need them.
He's like, okay, I'll give her 6.
I told
She
you.
can have 6.
Jamie, this is okay. If you ever played any RPG, like Final Fantasy, whatever, I'm gonna compare it to Elden Ring. There is a wall, and it's shrouded in a yellow fog. There's a boss on the other side of that fog, so I'm gonna give you whatever I believe you need to be prepared to cross that fog and face whatever's on the other side.
All right.
In pre-Elden Ring video game parlance, this is the boss fountain.
Yeah,
Got it.
there's a
Well,
check.
if-
Save point. Save point.
Save point, a
that's-
bunch of chests.
It's right before we fight Yevon.
Yep.
Ask if you can use the workbenches to modify your equipment later.
Oh yeah.
Says Lance from beyond the space-time continuum somehow.
Yes. No, it's literally
Psychically
Xavier.
connected.
Xavier in Fallout.
Actually, can we just sort of like put some stuff together ourselves? You know, Trisha's got her custom piece, and maybe we can just, you know, sort of put together weapons of our choice. If you gotta take a break, eat these delicious foods, you know,
Yeah. Well,
we'll be very gentle with all the gear.
he looks at his workstations. I'd never let anyone else use them, but no one has ever really asked. You guys fancy yourself as handy people?
I look at Trish and I gesture to her amazing piece.
I'd like to think so.
Yeah, you're right. Could take a break.
You know what? You deserve a break.
He nods. Yeah, I do. I'm the only guy in town who builds these things, you know? Gets kind of tiring. Working, 12-hour day. Come back to my little shack. Eating, cooked dragon. Gets boring. Yeah, just be careful. Don't blow anything up in here, huh?
You got it, boss.
Hey survivors, thanks for joining me in the mid-roll. We don't have a long one this time. Just wanted to let you know that our next episode is probably going to be our last recording. We're going to have a big ol' finale. We're going to come to the end of this story, whatever that is, find out what happens to our wasteland survivors and how they navigate this long quest that they've been on. I know it's been a long campaign, and it's been a really good campaign, and it's going to be hard to say goodbye to these characters and to this world, but that's what we have always aimed for at Respect the Crit, is to, when we find that we've come to a natural end of a story, you know, package it up, put it away, set it on the shelf, and say, you know, we are proud of that, and that's the story that is contained in there. But that won't be the end. No. After our final episode of this Fallout campaign, we're going to do a little question and answer. We're going to do a little wrap-up episode, just a little talking between all of us about what we thought about the system and the characters in each episode, and have a chance to answer some of the questions that you've sent in, you know, that kind of thing. So we're going to have that episode, and then we'll be jumping right back into our Star Wars story using the Edge of the Empire narrative dice system by Fantasy Flight Games. I'm excited to get back into Star Wars. I'm excited to get back into that story that we were telling. There's some really cool stuff that's going to be coming up in that. We've already got an episode in the can, and it's a cool one. It's really cool. So hope you join us for our Fallout finale. So because of that, this is the last chance to get your 10% off using the code that our friends at Modiphius have generously provided for us. So you can go to modiphius.net/respectthecrit, or if you're in the US and you prefer US shipping rates, modiphius.us, and enter the code RTC10 at checkout to get 10% off on your stuff. Make sure you do that soon, because once our campaign's over, that code goes away. All right, that's it. So let's all get back into the Evergreen.
Gerry, you wake up and the painkillers have wore off. The pain, although still there, is just mild. Your knee looks pretty much intact. You can move it, but it's kind of like when you sprain something and you move and you're like, ooh, but you should move it, and it needs to be moved. Is what is kind of the feeling you're getting.
Gerry will probably go to wake up and then look at it and then go to move it, I guess.
You think you're ready for a little health walk, a little stretch? And he kind of hands over the crutch. Take it at your pace, but you don't want blood clots in there. You're gonna have to move it.
Oh, all right, Doc. I trust you. Through gritted teeth, Gerry will swing her legs over the edge, just quickly, and then stand up, and then and then put the crutch underneath and start walking on it.
Gerry and Lance exit the medical tent. Gerry, so you take in the sights of Woodland Protection Force, and you get that feeling of, this feels like home. The immediate survivalist attitude and the way that this outpost is laid out, the settlement is laid out, you can see parallels between Paradise Valley and WPF. And you get, for the first time since you started this journey, a small tinge of homesickness overwhelms you. Home is the closest it's ever been since you started. You can see from your vantage point as you look around, so to your left, which would be actually east because the entrance to the tent is south, you can see I-5, the interstate you walked across to navigate south from Holler Lake to get through most of the troubles in the Evergreen. Just something that you keep kind of going over in your mind as you and Lance are on this health walk.
Gerry, having this tinge of homesickness, but crushing it down, but still it's lingering. It's in the back of her head. She'll say to Lance as she gingerly takes each step, "So what do you think of the settlements you've seen since leaving the vault.
They're all so different. It's hard to know what to expect, or every time I come into a new place, I'm trying to figure out how people make it there or survive. But so far, every different place had different people who just adapt to the situation they're in. I don't know. I think it's encouraging. You know, before I came to First Hill, I thought I'd die, or that, you know, I'd make it back to the vault with my hands empty, but no, I've learned from every settlement. I think they're all pretty darn good, and the people in them make them pretty darn good.
So what are you doing out here anyways?
I don't really know. For the time being, I just want to see this through. And then I guess I'll see what my real purpose out of here is. I haven't figured it out yet.
And then after taking probably a pretty hard step, Gerry takes a moment, and as she's standing there gathering ooh through gritted teeth, and then just stays there after she lets out a breath. Do you think you'll go back to the vault, I mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's people back home waiting for me, so I have to, but I don't think I'll stay there.
I never thought I would, but I think it's the same for me.
Yeah, I think it's important not to leave people behind forever. I still miss home, but I don't think I'm gonna be the same person when I go back, so I don't think I'm gonna be able to stay there.
Well, I was told never to come back, but we'll see.
Yeah, I got a different treatment.
As the duo continue their health walk, they'll see a slightly rotund man, lower half wearing the light armor of the scouts, upper half just like a tank top, walking on this kind of warm early morning, and he's got in his hand a pack of pork and beans, iguana bits, and a noodle cup, which all of you instantly recognize.
Yeah.
And he just walks by with all this food in his hands. He's nodding to himself, and he's whispering to himself, what a good fucking deal. What a great deal. And just walks right past you guys.
Okay. Hearing the word deal, Lance removes the idea of Sonny is dead.
Yeah.
He's okay, the word deal is a safe word. Okay, Sonny's alive, and he looks at Gerry. Oh, let's go see what Sonny got out of that.
I know, right? He really wanted that noodle cup.
You walk in, you're greeted very similarly to how Sonny and Trish were with the scout. This time it would be Elise who's in there. Looks to Lance and Gerry. Well, I'm glad to see you're up. I mean, it's only been a few hours of rest, but it doesn't look too bad.
I had a really good doctor.
I think your friends are in the armory. Mitch doesn't normally let people touch his stuff, so your ghoul friend or your NCR friend are very convincing.
That they are.
And it's the ghoul. He's very convincing.
Good to know. If you guys need to get across the lake, I can't authorize a boat personally after the last one got stolen, but I can point you in the right direction. There's about 3 people in town I know of who have a boat that they could use. First one is the guy I mentioned, Evan. He's the guardian in charge of patrolling the lake, so he does nothing all day. There's this old guy named Duck, Ferris Duck McTell. His boat is not like the other ones. It's shitty. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. It's a shitty boat. He's probably your easiest bet. And then there's another ghoul. We have a ghoul in town, Santiago. His boat not as good as the ones Evan has on hand, but Santiago is a bit more stingy. He might actually try and make a deal out of it for you. But it's up to you guys. And she nods and heads around you and goes out the door, perceivably to do a very long patrol, it sounds like.
All right. Well, let's go check it out.
The duo enter, and here you see 3 workbenches on the left side of the room. Sunny and Trish kind of going through some of the equipment there. A couple shelves on the right side. Metallic shelving with multiple buckets and bins of different sizes and makes and types. And right there on the table, the first thing Gerry sees is a bundle of 6 railway spikes wrapped up in a bungee cord.
Jerry's gonna pause, like, and then, Lance, make sure no one's looking. I'm gonna grab those.
All right, I got you covered. But what if they're for the orphanage?
Trish Trish and Sunny, you guys are in here and you hear them.
Yeah, you're up and walking around, looking good. We got you a present.
And he gestures to the railway spikes.
Oh shit, really? I was gonna steal those.
Well, I can turn my back and you can still do that if you want.
I probably would have gotten very far with this crutch.
He traded a cup of noodles for those.
I don't want to think about it.
Well, thanks, Sonny. I know how much those meant to you.
It was worth it. Good deal, in my opinion.
Yeah, I know how much damage they could do. And Gerry gestures to her knee.
Yeah, that looks rough. We still got to catch up with Mark and V. Good to know that they're alive, at least. That they've been through here. Are you going to be able to keep going?
Yeah, right now it just feels like a sprain. And with Lance's help, I should be as good as new.
Yeah, just try not to get shot in that knee again.
I'll try my best.
The room itself, kind of, there's this hanging aura of, we know we're close. Mark and V are not super far. There is a way to get to them. But there is a time limit now. It feels like there's a time constraint almost. Lance, you look over at the workbench, and on a shelf, on the only lone shelf on the left side, you see these weird packages you've never really seen before. You kind of walk over and analyze these. They appear to be self-created kits, modification kits. I'm not going to list out what's on them because this is the opportunity for all of you to modify one of your equipment, something you have.
Yeah. Well, Lance kind of sees all this and goes like, ho, are we allowed to use these? He sees you packing the bullets. Is this all for us? You think Mitch over there would mind if I use this little old workbench? I'm getting some ideas.
We got the run of the place, at least for a few hours.
Jared, you need something on that railway rifle?
If it could do any more damage.
You mean like fire 2 spikes at once?
Well, I don't know about that, but I'll see if I could put something together.
I mean, it would be pretty easy for Lance because I'm just doing a piercing boxing glove.
Well, there's still a roll. You got to roll. You still got to roll for it. It should be easy enough. So what I'm going to need from you, int plus repair.
Yes, sir.
DC of 1.
8 plus 3, 11. Roll it. Okay. I got a success.
No complication. 19 is not a complication in this instance. We still have that 20 I'm going to save. So you, my friend, now have a spiked boxing glove.
Amazing.
With the signature of our boxer that we didn't make up, but we did make up. I forget his name.
Morad Hakar.
Hakar.
Yes.
Frenchman.
Yeah.
Morad Hakar.
It was Point Break.
Point Break, yeah.
His real nickname was the Old Lion.
Oh, that's so much better.
He tried to do a comeback. I think it didn't really pan out. He did one match in the US, and what he did most of the match was kind of like wait it out and just like avoid boxing, and he got booed. That's all the info I could.
Oh, no.
I think he was doing fine. He's running a pizza shop.
Oh.
I like that.
So, yeah, Lance is like, puts his boxing glove on the table. Bang! He like takes a bunch of boxes of like 9-inch nails, welds them on a like metal like little strip of metal so that like the nails kind of like they're stuck on it. He puts padding under it and like grafts it to the front of the boxing glove, and he's got like these almost like Wolverine claws.
That's so cool.
That's dope as hell.
Okay. Anybody have another one they want?
I think I'm going to try to add a short scope to the railway rifle. Because that's all I could do.
If anyone needs Lance to help out, or like want Lance to do the mod,
Yes.
I don't know if you have the users roll it, but like Lance is kind of
No, I
built
think
for repair.
you can do that, Lance. That's
that's
totally fair.
I got some science too. If anyone wants to upgrade the energy rifle.
Oh, how much science do you have?
That's a pretty great idea.
So just in character, you probably see Gerry like fumbling through a box, and then a scope rolls out, and she tries to grab it, but she can't on the crutch. And then Lance probably like, here, let me help with that.
Oh, you want this one?
Yes. I really don't know what I'm doing, though.
Yeah, just leave it to me. I'll give you something nice. I hope.
Because if I had rolled it, I would have had to hit a 7.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Gotta roll an 11.
Oh, wow. Wow, a 2 and a 3.
Yeah.
We do get 1 action point.
After, I would say it takes an hour per mod. So Lance is sweating. He's in there just, going at it. Got the welding mask on. And he attaches a short scope to the railway rifle and presents it to you.
So she lifts it up and looks through the scope. Oh, this is going to help.
Yeah. You can see a smile of satisfaction on Lance's face, and he kind of like looks around at everybody like, "Who else wants something?"
You can see Sonny's just like looking at his gun. It's just like in a vice or something, and he's just like, okay, Lance, come over here.
What you're looking for, Sonny?
I just want I want it to have it's got a lot of oomph, but I need it to have a little bit more, you know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean. He kind of checks in the little like mismatched boxes, kind of like tries to see what they have. Oh, hey, look at that. Just what the doctor ordered.
What are you doing to the gun, Ian? Or what do you want then?
I'm looking for hardened for the 44, which is just adding an extra damage die.
Okay. And you have an action point, so don't
Go.
You got this.
Can I use a luck point for Sonny?
Yeah.
We've got an action point.
And you have an action point also.
Yeah, but I mean, I rolled already.
That's true.
I'll use a luck point.
Okay.
Fair is fair.
Stop using luck points.
It's not fair.
I would like you to roll d6, please, Lance.
Boy, howdy. Oh, that's an effect.
You begin working on this, and about 30 minutes in, the mod, I believe that's for the receiver, the actual body of the gun when you're trying to transplant the new body, cracks.
Oh no.
And everyone in the workshop can hear it because everyone's just kind of looking through their gear and preparing, and then you just hear crunch.
Was that a good crunch?
Well, sometimes just a little oomph is just what you need. I broke it.
You broke it, huh? Yeah, you broke it. Okay, yeah,
broke
all right.
it.
Well, give me my gun.
Yeah, here you go. Oh, jeez.
So, Ian, you can have another mod, but I will ask for it doesn't have a cost. I'll just say like 10 caps.
I will happily pay that. That's the cost, but maybe there's a chance for Lance to like redeem himself in this way.
It's true. I mean, the part was faulty in the first place.
It wasn't my fault.
Yes.
It wasn't my fault.
Yeah,
That's what it is. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Not that he's worked on 2 mods before this and spent 2.5 hours already over the
Yeah,
workbench.
he's starting to get a little loopy.
Okay, yeah, go for it again, and don't forget you have an action point still.
I will not forget. Okay, that's a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another hour goes by, and Lance presents Sunny with a hardened 44 pistol.
He makes an effort to do like a little flourish when he presents it. There you go, sir.
Lance, you've outdone yourself, you handsome gentleman.
I mean, I am to please.
Trish.
I want a scope too.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah, accurate lets you re-roll a die. Is that what it is?
So she can reroll. So if you get reflex, because you only have 2, unless I don't think Lance took the science 2. You haven't taken the science perk twice.
No, I
have
don't
you?
have the science. Perk,
Okay,
no.
yeah. So you have reflex sight, which allows you to reroll hit location die, or short scope, which allows you to gain accurate.
I'll do the accurate because I
Yeah.
don't really need the location.
You always shoot the torso.
Yeah.
This
Yeah,
gun
I
is going to be
torso.
the science skill plus intelligence.
All right. Same modifier.
No action
11.
points.
Can I buy one?
Hey, sure.
Trish, even though seeing what happened with Sunny's weapon, has all the confidence in Lance.
Yeah. Well, this one's my tag skill though, so there's
Perfect.
hope.
You can generate more.
Oh my god!
What were you trying to get?
I'm gonna
11, right?
luck point.
Okay. This is the third one of the night.
Oh. You have rolled the most dice out of all of us tonight, too, Xavier.
They're all so bad.
What you gonna do?
Sorry, Trish.
So I would say that, yeah, the parts, you were so used to working on, like, the larger parts of these guns, that this laser rifle having the really small components and connectors, you were attaching a new sight mod, right? One of the connections was faulty, and you're just like, the wire wasn't clicking in, and then one of the pins in the connector broke, and you're like,
All right. I mean, I can't work miracles. I'm a doctor. All right.
Trish, for 21 caps, you get another one. Try again.
I don't have that many caps.
We can spot you.
Yeah.
I can't.
I have 45.
Holy shit! Oh, because you stole what's his name?
Jerry hasn't showed any of her caps because she knows that they are sought after by someone in this group.
That's smart. I have this many.
Is now the time that Gerry brings out the caps?
Oh my god!
Busts them out.
So I like to think maybe Jerry hides them in several different pockets. So somehow she gets the exact, like, she's like, oh, in this pocket there's 21 caps. So that's why it's such a specific amount, because that's just all she had in that one pocket.
I see. Okay. Yeah. So 21 of them. Lance, you have another chance. Would you like to buy another luck point or action point?
Yeah, I have to.
Fantastic. Awesome.
Sonny's ear just twitches when he hears caps come out of Jerry's pocket. Just
There's
Unforeseen
like
caps?
a little desk where Sonny put the first 10 to read, like, hey, sorry about that, Mitch. Now you see Gerry walk over and put 21 caps over there.
double the stack, and he just
Yeah.
like starts to drool a little bit.
And Jerry's like, I'm tapped out now.
Oh no!
Oh, that was the last of it.
I just get up close to her and I go, tapped out.
Yeah, it's weird. That's all I got. Bye.
Okay, Gerry, okay.
Hobbles away.
Right. Lance is like a little further inside the room, like he's fumbling through boxes. Like, all right, there is one more. This is the one.
It says like West.
No
Tech,
promises.
West Tech or military scope kit. Level intermediate. On the bottom of like a model kit, like intermediate level.
And then we go for lunch. Okay.
It's been like 4 hours.
Yeah.
Mitch is taking a long break.
Yeah, he's asleep. He's done for the day.
Cup of noodles on his belly.
Yeah.
Lance goes through all the same motions, and he gets to the same exact point where the previous one failed. And he kind of looks around almost as if he's defusing a bomb. And you're like, okay, let's see if it works.
Okay.
That is
Super worked.
a lot of.
So that's 4
Action
successes. Yeah, 4 successes. It gives you 3 action points.
Holy crap! That was a 1. That is a respected crit.
It's a tag skill too, right?
4 action points. Lance hands Trish an accurate laser rifle. This nice polished scope matching the rest of the gun's kind of aesthetic. And it's been a while since Trish has had this is military standard. This is when you would get assigned missions and you go to the armory in the NCR or whatever camp you're at, you would get to design or put together your special set of weaponry. You've missed this one. This is one that you take on if I'm going on a shooting gallery mission where there's a bunch of geckos or something, an infestation of some kind. You depend on the heavy hitter like this type of gun. So it's nice to get it back in your hands again.
And she would take that moment to be like, oh.
So 4.5 hours pass, and Lance hard.
Are we done? Are we all done?
Are we done? Can we please be done?
I'm very tired.
So the party with their newfound boons. You have a decision to make. You need to go north. There are at least 2 visible paths to get to where you need to go. One is talking to somebody in town who has access to a boat and possibly borrowing the boat. The other one is going through the I-5, which is the ground route. Gerry has been through here, so you do have a guide technically for getting to where you need to go through this route. But things in the Evergreen change on a constant basis. So it might not be exactly as she remembered it, because it was probably some time ago, probably maybe a week or 2 since she's been on that path, maybe more. So the choice is yours.
I imagine we're all in this workbench, or workplace, eating some of our own food, of our own rations and stuff like that.
Based on your experience, Gerry, how much time does it add to take the road versus if we were to get a boat or borrow a boat?
It's about 4 miles.
Well, I guess we gotta try and get another boat. I mean, we sort of lost our lead trying to get Mark and V, or we lost some time. And so if we can make that up, I guess we gotta have to. It'll make it faster for us getting back too.
So Gerry and Lance will share. There are 3 people, Elise mentioned in town, who have access to boats.
Evan, Duck, Santiago.
Yeah, each one with their own special quirks. Evan being the most kind of middle of the road. He is a part of the Wilderness Protection Force Guardians in charge of the boats. He's already kind of on hot water for getting one stolen. Duck is an old man who has a boat, if you want to call it that.
Yeah. Let's not go with the bad boat.
Santiago is kind of he's the Sonny of this settlement. But a much kind of a more negative tone from just the tone that Elise gave about him, the deals he makes are not fair.
But I feel like if we put him up against Sonny,
Right. Yeah.
we could get a fair deal.
I want to see a duel.
Sonny versus Santiago.
Let me talk to this Santiago. Maybe we can work something out. He's a ghoul. I'm a ghoul. We got that in common.
Do we go as a group, or is it Sonny by himself?
I think go as a group, unless other people want to
As
go.
a group.
Well, Lance,
Yeah.
I would say, Lance, if you don't get sleep soon, you're gonna get exhaustion.
You know what? I'll sit this one out.
You worked hard. You worked up a sweat. Wow, you just glisten.
Lance heads off to sleep it off. Gerry, Trish, and Sonny, you kind of ask around about Santiago, and everyone tells you, oh yeah, he lives near the lake. He lives at the northern end. It's almost like a foreman's portable for a construction site that he's taken as his own domicile, reinforced with a couple of those spiked wooden barriers around it, meant to keep away creatures, but it looks like he's trying to keep people away. Don't come to my house. And tied off near this portable on the side that's on the part that's facing the lake. There's a little kind of off ramp for a boat, and there is a boat gently kind of sitting there in the water, tied to a makeshift wooden post that seems like somebody's carved it to be, or not carved it, but shaped it to be a little larger. Probably came from originally like a tree stump of some kind. The boat is there, situated. It's a little blue boat with one of those motors on the back, so it's a very small boat, but it seems like it could fit about 5 or 6 people. The portable itself has a window, but it's got kind of, it's, curtains are drawn. And there are reinforced sections of sheet metal along the portable as well, probably to insulate what little heat he can in the wintertime.
Yeah, we go up and knock on the door, see if he's home.
Sonny knocks on the door, and you hear a voice.
Hey, nobody's home.
I turn and look at Gerry and Trish and just go, well, what?
Hey, Santiago. It's Sonny Takasi, of Sonny Sundries, First Hill, actually. We wanted to talk to you about your boat. You mind just coming out and having a chat with us for a minute? Won't be long.
There's a little curtain and a little glass on the door, and he quickly opens it. It's a ghoul, but he's got kind of these bluish eyes, and he kind of scans around and sees Sonny, and then he closes the curtain, opens the door a little bit. What'd you want?
Well, we're looking to make our way across Green Lake, and we noticed that you had a boat. Wondering if we could use it for a quick journey, real quick, there and back again. And of course, we'd make it, worth your while.
300 caps.
Well, that's a lot of caps, and we've had a long journey, so maybe we can come to an arrangement that isn't quite so steep. Like a renter's fee or something. You ever rent a boat out?
No, it's my boat.
What do you do with the boat?
I have it so people want to pay to take across for 300 caps.
Yeah. How many people you got taking it across for 300 caps?
2.
This is a lie. You can look at right. This is a fucking lie. Right away.
Hey, I noticed you're out here all by yourself.
Okay.
You get many visitors? You go through town very often?
I don't like you. You talk too much.
Door closes.
I turn around and I go,
Well, that's never happened before. I am a very amicable guy.
As you're turning to face your team, you hear a unlock on the door, but it doesn't open.
I gently open the door.
You open the door, you look inside, and it's designed to look like a home pre-war in this place. A lot of memorabilia, a lot of pre-war kind of movie posters. A lot of movie posters, holotape posters, that kind of shit. There's a radio on a small generator in here that's got like it's cut into almost like the way AC is cut into a home, like built on the side of the home. This one has a generator built in like half inside, half outside, and there's like a tank that he seems to be fueling it with. Like he's got cans of oil, like he's filling this generator to be self-sufficient. He's not on the same grid as the rest of the buildings in the settlement. The radio is playing some old, music pre-war. There's a small dirty bed on the northern side. There's a small kitchen. There is a coffee table and two kind of love seats opposite each other around the coffee table. Santiago is a ghoul. He looks much older than Sonny. We're talking about like maybe 260, 270. And he's wearing a brown trench coat that's kind of open. He's got a blue shirt underneath and these kind of navy blue, not totally destroyed, but kind of ripped pants and worker's boots. And you'll see him sitting on the bed.
Oh, who let you inside? Who cares? Close the door, please. It's cold.
I gesture for people to come in, and I say,
Thank you for inviting us inside, Santiago. And, you're right. I'm done talking. Mind if I sit down?
Emotions. Go ahead. There are only enough seats for 2 of you.
Oh, well, I make sure Gerry gets a seat.
Yeah, for sure.
And then
I'll stand.
Sonny takes the other one. Yeah, he doesn't even wait for Trish.
Yeah, I will stand.
Betrayal. Trish shoots Sonny. Santiago looks. He doesn't really look at the group, but like all of you can see, he like side eyeballs you. He just kind of looks at his posters as the music is playing, kind of breathing, kind of like he's annoyed, and then he stands up off the bed. Walks past Trish, who I assume is like standing against a wall near him. He looks at her, doesn't say anything, but then kind of just looks at the empty bed, looks at Trish, and then walks to where Sunny and Gerry are. And it's this weird feeling of like an old grumpy man giving up his seat for you. But he doesn't want to say it. And Trish picks this up right away. Like, this is the same attitude those old warhawks back in the NCR who can't fight anymore, who have been given ceremonial positions. They have this attitude. It's the same attitude of like, I'm going to be nice because I know I have to do it, but I want to show that I'm not happy about it, even though I really, I want to be good. I want to be nice about it.
I think under normal circumstance, Trish would insist that he take it because he's obviously much older, but because we're trying to make a good impression, Trish is going to sit down.
Okay. The bed squeaks. It's an old bed. But it's nice to sit down. He looks at Trish and kind of like eyes her up and down.
You NCR?
She's a solemn nod because, she's still sitting.
No hard feelings. I was shot at by NCR one time. I had to kill them. This was a long time ago. I went south. I went to Oregon. They were setting up a little base. And they saw me and they shoot me. They miss. I shoot them, they don't miss.
Well, it is unfortunate for them, but she's as awkward as I am right now.
I just, it's in the past. Just making sure that there's no NCR report, I killed Santiago. I can't have that.
Oh, no, they didn't send me for... No,
okay.
That's not why I'm here.
Okay, good. Okay. You need to go across Green Lake on boat, right?
Yeah, we do.
It's because those 2 people steal the boat.
Yeah, those 2 kids.
Kids, young, beautiful kids. Stupid kids.
You don't have to tell me dragging us halfway across the Evergreen, but, their mother misses them.
Yeah, Mama missed them. That's a good point. Yeah. Okay, 300's too much. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you go across. I go with you. Because it's my boat. I don't trust you. Bring it back. You could die.
You could die.
No, I never die.
You mind me asking? You were there when the bombs fell?
He kind of like turns his head left and right. I mean, he points to him, then points to you, and back to him. Yeah.
Yeah. Where were you? Just you mind just telling me?
And Sonny, like, his whole body language is like, now he is in listening mode. He's not talking anymore.
He's Santiago scratches like I am scratching right now. Scratches his chin.
I live downtown. I used to have hunting shop. I like outside. I like camping. Hunting, cooking my own food, fishing. I love it. That's my favorite thing. And I was camping in Olympia, where the bomb hit, and I survived.
And he like motions to himself.
Yeah.
I came home, downtown, gone, mess. My grandma,
Any emotions like cross his neck.
she don't make it. I bury her in the backyard. And then I see other look like me, but they're more mean. So I kill them. I move around a lot. And then the ship came, crash in the Interbay. All the museums, the armory that's became their house, and I see them walk over and destroy towns. I don't like those guys.
I don't like them either.
Yeah, they don't like me. So every now and then I would steal food from them, kill them, take their guns. Eventually I find my way here to woodland. I always liked the zoo. So I tried to live here, but there was already people here. And they didn't shoot me. They say hello, what's your name? I tell them Santiago. And they asked me to help them hunt, so I helped them hunt. I asked them to be alone, and they said you can have that's.
And he points to like the structure.
This place. All I have to do is, hunt for them. That's it. I don't want to talk to nobody, because if I don't like somebody, sometimes I shoot them.
Gerry emphatically nods when he says that.
He looks at her.
It's the same thing other way, right? Like some people don't like me, they shoot me. It's fair. It's a two-way street.
Yeah, I understand.
So, you look like you were a stupid kid. Somehow survive. Become muerto. And then somehow you got old.
Yeah, well, you're not wrong about that. And we all get old.
Well, not anymore, not me.
Yeah. Well, we all feel old then, huh?
He nods.
Oh yeah, I mean, I felt old when I was normal. I have back problems. I was the only one to do stock in the store, so I have to put the box from the shelf and pull it down, and I have to build the guns. I have a lot of guns.
Well, I'm glad you didn't decide to use them on us, especially since you didn't like me at first.
Well, it's just, I'm inside the, WPF. I don't shoot people inside. I don't shoot robbers. I cut them.
And he points behind Trish, above his bed, kind of on a little wall, like a makeshift shelf. There's like 2 machetes, each one of varying length.
They show up, they get inside without my permission, and you lose a hand for sure.
Okay. So you want to come with us? I totally understand. Are you gonna be able to stay there for when we come back? And we might be coming back with 2 more people. That's the only thing.
2 more people.
Yeah, the kids we were talking about. If we can get them to come back home, I don't know, but that's the plan.
Okay. Yeah, we can fit him. It's no problem.
Okay, well, your boat, your rules then, I guess.
I can take you across and wait for you for 2-3 days. After that, if you don't come back, I go home. Fair is fair.
I look at Trish and Gerry and see if they think we can get it done in 2 or 3 days.
You gotta.
Gerry nods when Sonny looks at her. That sounds good.
All right. Sonny puts his hand out. He stands up and puts his hand out. Yeah.
Yeah. Santiago shakes it.
Okay. When you want to leave?
Yeah, we got one more coming with us. It was been a busy day for him, but as soon as possible.
So right now it's morning, so you want to leave probably nighttime. Easier to not get shot at nighttime. as of yesterday, Brotherhood, you don't know. Could be anybody out there. So, nighttime is more dark. They can't see us, but we can see them. Oh, I can see them.
When he says Brotherhood, Sonny just kind of like grits his teeth a little bit. You can see his like jaw clench up. Looks over at Gerry and Trish, and he's like,
Why don't you show him what we got for people who shoot at us?
Gerry will like lean forward and the railway rifle that's strapped across the back of her shoulders.
Oh, wow. That's nice. It's a little big for my taste, but that's good.
Yeah, but, I mean, it's a fucking. It shoots fucking railway spikes.
Okay, come back around dusk. And both are gonna be ready for you.
You got it. Hey, and thank you.
Yeah. Now get the fuck out.
Sonny nods his head, tips his hat, his little hat, and
Thank you.
leaves.
Everyone exits the portable. The door closes. Santiago slowly walks back to his bed and whispers to himself,
Good thing she didn't look under the bed.
and he's got a box, like a little container, like a little metallic container, and our camera is over his shoulder, and it has numerous Brotherhood dog tags, NCR dog tags, little badges that have been ripped off of like ranger vests, of Brotherhood scribe shoulders. This guy, our audience sees that this guy is not one to appreciate authority.
I guess some things never change. So we forget. Why do we never change? Whoa, we're falling
Thank you for listening to this week's episode of Respect the Crit's Wasteland Adventure, Fallout Evergreen. If you like what you heard, please consider supporting us by giving us a 5-star rating and review on Apple Podcasts, or whatever platform you use to listen. It's easy, free, helps other people learn about the show, and we love to read your feedback. For more information about the show, visit @RespectTheCrit on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, or come chat with us in our official Discord server. Gerry is played by Susan Spenader, who you can find on Instagram @SuzLalouz. Lance Burnett is played by Xavier Trudeau-Deschênes, who can be found on Twitter @XavierTD. Trish is played by Jamie Lee-Bonés, who you can find on Instagram @JamieLee.Bones. Sonny Takase is played by me, your host, Ian Duncan, and you can find me on Twitter and Instagram @IDunks. Our guest GM for this game is Alex Herrera, who you can find on Twitter @AEHerrera or on his Twitch channel, WadeWolf10. The original music in this episode is provided with license or permission by a variety of talented artists, whose info and credits can be found in the episode notes. Please support them by visiting their platforms to hear more of their work, and tell them how much you like their music in our show. Our outro song is Some Things Never Change by Gavin Dunn. You can hear more of his work on Bandcamp and YouTube @Miracle of Sound. The Fallout 2D20 RPG system is licensed by Bethesda and published by Modiphius Entertainment. Special thanks to our friends at Modiphius. You can learn more and grab your own copy of the official Fallout RPG by visiting modiphius.net/respectthecrit. Special thanks to the team at Fallout Cascadia for use of their music. You can learn more about this incredible, ambitious Fallout 4 mod at falloutcascadia.com. And remember, whatever the system, whether it's a miss or a hit, you always gotta respect the crit. Thank you very much, and we'll see you in the wasteland.
They're gonna burn it down like the church and the Patriot.
Can I just tell you, you're the only other person that I've talked to that is a friend of mine who has watched The Patriot and told like use it in reference. I love that movie.
love
I
that
hate Mel
movie.
Gibson, but I love that movie.
Yeah, me too.
All I remember is melt your toy soldiers for bullets.
Yes.
Oh, bullets. Yeah,
That's all I
that's
remember.
right. Yeah.
That movie helped me pass my 5th grade history test. I can tell you right now.
That says
Shout
a lot
out.
about our 5th grade curriculum.
Wasn't good.
Yeah.
But I was like, oh yeah, 1776. That's when we became a country. Okay, yeah. Like, Anyways.